hard to deal with.
But that's just not Energy Pacemaker's strength, right?
I mean, Wings is scared
they're
of it.
picking weak lanes.
They're taking out Rasta. I mean, like, can you imagine that a 5-man push with your tower with Serpent Wards, Liquid Fire in tower with Bristleback Tomb backup?
I definitely agree. Like, if Energy Pacemaker get through the early game well and they're looking good coming into the mid game, they can force down towers. I'm just worried that if they put their lanes wrong, they're actually going to win 0 lanes, or maybe win 1 that isn't even that important. And then they won't even get to that state where they feel like they can confidently push.
Oh, I do feel Wings fall off Energy Pacemaker fall off pretty significantly if they don't start getting momentum. Like, this team has such susceptibility to being kited that it's unreal, even with an Abaddon pick as well. Like, this
good pick.
Yeah, it can be kited though. It's great against the bat, obviously. Good at being able to remove like random things like Fissure Stuns, Queen Dagger. It's just good for the tankiness in general for the team. And I think that Jakiro is really only put in as a guaranteed push. Like, just, okay, we get this tower no matter what. And I think if they can kind of use that momentum, I think they have a chance.
Does seem kind of cheesy and all-in-ish. Like the late game,
I
guess Viper Bristleback kind of go late game if you're ahead already, but if they don't get that early advantage and start snowballing, like, I don't see any kind of comeback potential with their draft.
Bristleback with Abaddon is a really strong pairing, though. Even in a dual lane off lane. Now they might have actually solved the laning problem, because this Abaddon could win them another lane. And their Viper, if the Viper doesn't play against Wisp Tiny, he'll probably win his lane too. And then maybe we're looking at a position where instead of winning 1 lane and things looking grim, if they win 2 lanes and get levels on the key support, Abaddon and I guess Jakiro as a support on Dying Zakor, I don't know. I mean, one or the other. Then they could look really, really hot with a fast mech, maybe, I guess.
I mean, you guys are saying, like, the Abaddon helps you win lane. I see it. Well, when you normally say win a lane, you talk more about, like, oh, I got maybe a level extra, maybe 10 more CS. But when you have the Abaddon winning lanes for you, that's when, like, tower diving is happening with Bristleback or Undying.
Yes.
And when you win the lane, you win it really hard. And I think that's what EP needs, right?
Yeah, I think they definitely need to lane him with Bristle.
And Wings, this is where the last pick, Earthshake, it's a defensive support, but it's not a good support to fight it against that kind of aggression. So this Earthshaker could be a big liability.
Yeah, it is looking to be a farming Jakiro, by the way, at least for the people playing the heroes right now. There's fans playing Jakiro.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Does that mean it's safe lane?
It could be.
He plays safe lane every time, right?
Yep. Can this be offensive trialing? Or is that just too...
What do you think? Jakiro, Abaddon, Undying?
It's more who do you solo against Bat then at that point. Like,
oh, wait, Old Chicken is Bristle, so I don't know if they're... Like, I just feel like all the games we've seen EP, Old Chicken goes mid, Fan goes safe lane.
Yeah.
And, what is it, Small 2 Thunder, I think it is, goes off lane. But they've swapped things around here, so this makes me think either they aggressive trialing the Viper, or they... I really don't think they put the Bristle mid. I just think that's a really bad idea. He does not do well against Swiss Tiny.
Bristle safe lane versus Bat, and then offensive tri lane. I mean, Viper still kind of has to go mid against the IO Tiny, which isn't... I mean, no one really...
No one can do that lane, if that's what they do.
Yeah, yeah.
So... Yeah.
That's interesting. I think the laning phase will dictate definitely a lot for this game, like no matter what. If Energy Pacemaker get the lanes they want and good matchups, I think it will be very difficult for Wings to do anything. Like Gods mentioned, the Shaker, I can see that hero being almost a non-factor, depending on how hard the 5-man is from EP.
If he starts getting died by Bristleback or just Undying starts running at him, he's just gonna... he can't do anything except throw a Fissure and run. Or just run and hope he doesn't get caught up to. But... And that's where you guys mentioned they've got a lot of squishy heroes. That's Undying going to be having a great time in this game.
All right, looks like the game's going to be underway. It's going to be Wings taking on Energy Pacemaker game number 2. Lumi, second game in the series. Who do you think's got it?
I'm still running with my 2-0 pick dictionary with Wings. I think even though EP could run away with the game simply from the laning stage, I think Wings is overall the better team and could climb their way back if that happens.
Okay. And so far, everyone's kind of assuming, like Cinder was saying, Fan safe lane pretty often, Old Chicken going safe lane pretty much all the time. I mean, there's no real change up in lanes from EP. Their lanes, if anything, are predictable in a way. Do you think that that hurts them against Wings?
Yeah, it seems like In July is going to be the safe laner. So if they're running offensive trialing against the Bat Rider, I think the Bat... I mean, that's probably the best matchup. Well, not the best matchup. I think that's what Wings wanted. So that... kind of predictability is coming back to hurt them.
So aggro, potentially Undying, Jakiro, Abaddon, correct?
Yeah,
that's the lane.
I think once you see the safe lane bat, then you just start rotating one of your support.
Yeah, I think they might even be doing it right now. Like, nope, we don't want any part of this. We want to at least match up lane versus lane.
Yep.
I do like the way that Energy Pacemaker picked Undying, though. I mean, usually when you pick it first, it seems like one of those heroes that you have a really hard time trying to fight around because you don't usually have a lot of things that can make you commit to a fight. But having the capability of just pushing makes the enemy team want to fight. Look at what Wings did in game 1. They make Energy Pacemaker fight because they're always pushing, always taking towers. And Fissure here on the fan, he gets tossed up to the high ground. What a play! Are you kidding me?
We're not even at TI5 yet. This is just the qualifiers.
This is a pocket strat. Okay, he's actually losing this right-click fight. He's going to have to blink down.
I think this is better. I think this is
it's
vastly better.
Yeah, okay. They take the majority of his health. Maybe not the best choice. Okay.
Time to just
They already got a TP.
Drop the mic and just...
They got a TP.
Okay.
It was cool, but you can't...
By the way, that makes no sense. You can't just pass a TP up a cliff like that.
Well, he hasn't yet. There we go.
Where's the second toss? You know, this is how it's supposed to happen.
Oh, he mistimed it. He might have been assuming that he was going for a TP, but...
But look at this. This is so much time wasted already.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, actually, he TP'd the safe lane, so maybe not.
Okay, so he's going to miss what? Maybe half of one creep wave? No, he TP'd off lane. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is the matchup they want.
Oh, you mean he TP'd safe wings. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so... Yeah, in terms of the new lanes that's formed, I think that's kind of what EP wanted.
I don't know if Bristleback... He might not do great against this lane mid, but...
But he's the only one that could do okay against it.
I don't think he dies either, right?
Yeah.
Because he gets an early bottle, just crows it out, has a lot of HP, gets a couple of points and a Bristleback. Diving him is super dangerous.
And then for the Viper versus Quap, you know, the lane should go to the Viper.
I would say in middle lane, it might be a bit easier even for the Viper than in a 1v1 off-lane situation. But I guess he does have a support there as well.
Yep. So despite the early game shenanigans, I think EP is happy with what they got. And as long as Ochikin gets to bottle, I think things should
He has it already, right?
Oh yeah, he does. Okay, yeah, he should be fine. I might even pick up a magic stick just to be safe, but...
The thing about Bristle, though, is you can't continue spamming like that against this lane, because the Wisp and the Tiny will both eventually get sticks, and then you pretty much cannot start quilling unless you're going in for a kill. Because otherwise it's just like infinite mana for both heroes, and even health.
So what exactly is Wings looking for? We talked about extensively what EP needs to do, which is win the laning stage hard. What does Wings care about?
I think winning the laning phase is always something that your team's going to want to do, no matter what. It just seems like a pretty standard affair. Like, obviously, if you win your lane, some compositions will function better than others, but I think that Wings, like, mid-late game is really strong. In July, going to get caught by an Ice Path here, being chased down by the Undying. He's got that invis, though. He looks like he was walking by a sentry. Oh, toss in middle lane, just doing some damage, but I do feel Wings, they don't really need to win all of their lanes. They just need to do well enough to where the Wisp and the Tiny can start getting their farm on in the woods. Maybe your Queen and back get a kill. XTD taking quite a bit of damage here, but creep block, unfortunately, for Old Chicken. Looks like the other Quill was out of range.
Does it sound crazy to say that Old Chicken could take Bristleback at level 3? It's just come...
I mean, it depends on how much damage you think you're going to be taking in that level, because it doesn't take long to go from level 3 to 4. So realistically, what are you looking
I'm saying taking level 3 Bristleback at 5.
Oh, at 5 instead of
because
level 3 Quills.
Honestly, you're not killing anybody with Quills.
I could see that, actually. I think it could be legit.
And you just want to reduce damage.
And it's 8% more damage reduction if you turn around before you get comboed. Yeah, I definitely could see that happening. Because most Bristleback players don't even get goo until quite a bit later, right?
Right. And you're mid, you're going to get levels anyways.
Couldn't even see the Ice Path there. Looks like it was off the mark.
Yep. I mean, you drop the tomb, you don't miss the kill, or you don't get the kill. It's not really a big deal. Although he's taking a ton of tower.
Is he gonna die? He walked through the Firefly quite a bit. Okay, that was really close. If he didn't have the decay stack, he was a goner.
Alright, we're just playing it slow, playing it passive. I would be very careful kind of diving into the Tiny like that, because if the Wisp was there, you get tossed under a tower, suddenly Wisp comes in with regen for the Tiny.
Yeah.
But he knows better. Looks like double pulling is going to be attempted. No, it's just a single pull. And that's because there was a deep observer ward being dropped on one of the deeper Radiant camps. So there's no double pull from the mid lane.
That's definitely a nice little precaution to make sure that Wings don't get anything extra out of that lane. It's very common for the large camp in general just to be stacked for the Wisp and the Tiny mid game, because it helps Super get 6. And as soon as that Wisp comes online, that's when Wings are going to have a really good chance of stopping Energy Pacemaker from getting their 5-man together, if that's a strategy they plan on going for. And bottom lane, Fem could be in some trouble getting chased down here. Ice Path going to be off the mark in July, and Hot Pursuit here, 5 stacks. That's taking Napalm, and that is going to be your first blood. Tombstone dropped here in defense, but not really going to do much of it.
And they forced in the TP from the Abaddon as well, so I mean, this should not happen, right? You don't run offensive duel lane to give up first blood. Yeah, Wings in a very, very happy position after that.
Oh, did we just ward into ward? Question is, did either team notice? I guess the Radiant one was down first, so I think Wings should have noticed, if anyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Tiny obviously wants that ward for the toss. And once you start tossing high ground without any vision, people know anyways.
I mean, do you try to go dive the Bristle? I think it's way too risky. You probably need +1 no matter what.
Yeah. I don't think you could kill the Bristle anymore. I think what you want to do is just keep harassing him with your spell and then just deny runes with your supports and make him Bottle Crow. Also, there's really no stacking coming out on the Dire jungle, so there's no comeback mechanic, or not comeback mechanic, but a good spike of mid-game income for that Bristleback.
I mean, we're talking about spikes of income, but let's be honest, Old Chicken's #1 CS. He's 31-1.
How is he actually #1 CS though?
Bottle Crow quill spam, dude. Even if you're giving wand charges, if you don't die to one combo, I guess it doesn't really matter, right?
He's already level 7 with max quills, yeah.
Yeah, you're still just pushing out the wave really hard. Oh, are they going to go for a dive here? Tombstone dropped. In July, trying to fly away here. He's taking quite a bit of damage. JDH throws out the fissure. Seems like that's going to be enough for the rest of Energy Pacemaker to back off. In July even maybe thinking about re-engaging. I'm just assuming JDH fissured, by the way, because...
Yeah, he did.
He kind of lost some mana.
We'll probably see it like 25 seconds later, although Wisp is taking quite a bit of damage. I really like the fact that Wings is helping out the safe lane Bat Rider. A lot of people is like, all right, Bat, you're on your own, you have Firefly, go into the trees. But hey, man, the other lanes are doing okay. Oh my god.
Wow, that delay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the Shaker going top would do much. And Tiny is, at the moment, okay on the mid lane. So make sure their Bat gets that early blink, because they will need it to actually start getting some kills.
But think about how fast Energy Pacemaker would have killed that safe lane tier 1 tower if Super hadn't been there. Like, if the Shaker, like JDH and Super aren't in that area, all of a sudden, there's Liquid Fire, man.
Uh-oh.
Like, that stuff is painful. Toss back here onto the
thought.
Chicken trying to give him the rundown.
Yeah, nice
Not
toss.
quite fast enough. I still feel Energy Pacemaker, they're getting still quite a bit out of the lane.
Well, this bottom lane ain't doing jack. They're not even slowing down in July this farm.
I mean, he's staying consistent with the Jakiro, which I guess in a way means that Wings are winning that exchange because
he
it
got
isn't
first blood too.
Yeah, it's an aggressive lane and he got a kill. So yeah, he's definitely winning without a doubt.
And then Shaker's getting decent level for the fact that he's roaming everywhere. So it looks like we have a TP income for a Queen of Pain. I think it's a mistake trying to go for this kill. First, it's a big waste of time.
No, I think they can kill him. Oh, maybe not. He has 1100 health, but he has no stick charges. That's actually pretty important.
He also doesn't have that...
Oh, never mind. He just goes back top. Yeah. He doesn't want to commit.
I think this is... Maybe you get the kill, but you just have to commit so much.
He's not really faring that great against the Viper, though, doubling up in CS.
I think it's more important...
Dive, Ice Path here on In July.
I think it's more important to reserve a TP to TP in the bottom lane. Because they're going to be diving your tower where a Sonic Wave could actually clip just about everybody. But like you pointed out, if you don't send support here, that Liquid Fire plus Tombstone is going to work on your tower.
It's level 3 as well, so Fan getting close to decide if he wants that Macro Pie or not. I think you kind of want to get it every game. Some Jakiros don't level it. I actually think that it's really good in situations where you're kind of forcing a team to fight around one specific area. Hell, you can just even drop it on a Tombstone and be like, yeah, you can kill this, but you might take damage if you're melee.
Sure. I mean, I think it's very important for... Oh, I think it's very important for Fan to hit level 16, because I think all of his spells are excellent. Dual Breath, pretty big as well. But looks like, well, there's going to be Fissure. We'll try to hit that block, and it looks like he did.
That was such good timing, though. He prevented the Abaddon Shield from dispelling the stun. Not going to be enough, though. Soul Rip will keep him in pretty good shape.
Is the tower under deny range? It seems like it.
It is very low, yeah. It's denied here by JDH.
Yep. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, save some gold. I mean, to be honest, a Jakiro aggressive tri-lane usually can kill a tower in like 5 minutes, or maybe even less, if it's up against one hero. Super going to be spotted out here. Oh, he's going to be in trouble. He's got the tether, though, the XDD. Still a pretty slow early game. Only 1 kill. Wings the one on the board. But the safe lane tier 1 of Wings has already gone down. And Old Chicken still maintaining constant CS with this mid-tiny.
Yeah, I imagine the game will remain slow unless we see EP start pressuring these early towers, which Jakiro did TP mid. With that said, though, once the Bat Rider gets a blink, he will start doing a lot of work. And Viper now just fully controlling the lane against Queen of Pain.
I think you just have to move around now if you're Blink, right? Like, you need to stop staying in that lane because you're not really getting much of anything. And speaking of nothing, poor Abaddon.
He's got boots.
Well, he has enough money for boots, but is he going to buy them?
Yeah, he needs to buy them. All right, we just rotate the bottom lane to mid.
But it makes sense, though. Like, this is kind of what their lineup is supposed to do. They have Jakiro for a reason. Like, you don't pick Jakiro and then try to get more levels before you start pushing, I feel, because you just get free damage on the tier 1, even if you just go in for a Liquid Fire. There's going to be a stun into a Fissure.
I mean, that was the old way of playing Jakiro, right? You offlane it, you get Yules, and then you start ganking, but...
Against Wing's lineup, I don't think they can go late.
No.
Like, they need so much pressure on the map all the time. Like, this lineup needs to kill all the towers.
I definitely agree, and this is the way to start pressuring. Unfortunately, they're not getting much done. They're not getting anything done, in fact.
Yeah, it's kind of just a stare off here mid. Everyone's kind of just farming up. They will get the offlane tower, though. Old Chicken has made his way towards top. No one really from Wing's able to contest this. We check Super's level really quick just to make sure that he's close to level 6 or... Alright, he's level 5.
Yep.
So not being able to stack has hurt him quite a bit. The word is finally gone now, though. It's over 10 minutes in.
I also wonder how we're doing on the mech on the Viper, because once that's finished, you could just...
Oh, it's already done.
Okay, now you just roll towers. Oh, Earthshaker is going to offer his blood to the Viper gods.
No, it's blood for the blood god, man.
Okay, sure.
Come on. Skulls for the skull throne.
Is that some, like, Game of Thrones stuff?
It's Warhammer.
I'm not cultured.
It's okay, dude. Did you really ask if it was Game of Thrones?
I don't know.
You're actually my favorite person, Lemmy. I just want you to know.
You're welcome.
Energy Pacemaker. They're going down mid here. They managed to get the 1 kill on the Shaker, which is more than enough to force Wings back.
I don't think they're going to stop.
No, they don't even need to stop.
Yeah.
This is what I was saying. Sometimes, even though their lanes went remarkably well, let's be honest, like the Viper and the Bristleback both free farmed. So Super leaving middle lane ended up giving Old Chicken a ton of extra farm, because instead of a Wisp and a Tiny being able to constantly pressure, you farm against the Tiny, because the Tiny can never kill you.
Right.
So I guess Super did a good thing and a bad thing simultaneously. Maybe unintentional for the side effect that it's had thus far in the game, but Energy Pacemaker, like you said, they do not want to stop.
This is some old school, like, down the mid lane, 5-man push, but obviously not starting from level 1. Fissure hitting everybody. They are running fairly low in health. Mech has been used, so gotta be somewhat careful. 2 men. Ice Path will secure that T2. Oh, Glyph and perhaps maybe a deny attempt. No Viper Strike being used just yet. Ava, no toss back.
Is he dead?
Tower is going down. Dual Breath hit everybody. And Tombstone's going to drop down as well. TP out. Not going to happen here. They will get the first kill, or second kill. Fissure hitting everybody as well. I think that was an uphill miss. No, there was no miss there. Viper gets yet another kill. You go back, you heal up, and you start maybe looking at the other tier 2. You could go for Roshan if you like.
I think they can Rosh. I think there's at least 1 point in the goo, right? That should be good enough.
Yep.
And then the Bristleback also has Vanguard.
And finally, the Bat Rider has Blink. I mean, I think Blink could, I don't want to say stop the push, but it could break things up a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't stop the tier 2s maybe, but it will make it very hard to go up high ground, because melee heroes like Abaddon and Bristleback Undying, they're not so good at sieging the base, but maybe if they hit an early enough timing, even getting lassoed might not be enough to stop them. And the Jakiro will always, like I said, get guaranteed damage with Liquid Fire. So it's just a matter of how heavily the Energy Pacemaker want to push this game. Like, do they want to just go all in and go for Rosh and go for the rest of the tier 2s and then immediately go high ground? Because we've seen games end at around this time.
Yes, but also the EP curse, if I want to say it that, is that they're always good at doing, like, great after the first 15 minutes, and then they could take a nosedive. So if this lineup ever takes a nosedive, EP is done.
I guess there's a lot of truth to that one against Wing's lineup. The Queen and the Bat, most importantly, are very, very difficult for Energy Pacemaker to lock down in the first place.
Bottom lane, Old Chicken.
Nah, man, there's no way. He's so tanky. Yeah, he even had his blink on cooldown, I guess. But Super is still not 6, man. It's 13.5 minutes in. This is a very, very slow level 6 Wisp timing.
I mean, the relocate, though, like, I guess you could split push with it.
You could have saved your Tiny mid. Would have been a lot better. Oh, they're going to run right into the Viper here. Toss to the creep wave. He's just like, I don't even want to mess with you. Get the heck out of here.
Well, maybe they want to mess with him now. Here comes the Avalanche. So right click's going to come in. Mech's going to be used. Any TP coming on the T1 mid. It's Abaddon. Can he get here in time? It's going to be close. Looks like he will get off his spells. Where's the shield? Where's the shield?
Close enough.
There's the shield. He should be fine now.
Are you serious?
Here comes the Bristleback. The toss's going to come in. The heal's going to come in for a second time. Viper dropping low finally will die, but they have chased out for a long, long where looks like TP out from 1. Abaddon doesn't care because he's got ult turned on. Here comes the Queen of Play as well. Sonic Wave will hit on the Abaddon. And it looks like this team is breaking apart. Is the EP curse real?
I don't know. I think that actually ended out not terrible. Sure, they lose the Viper, but He was in a really awkward position in the first place, like being scouted out, basically like behind the tier 1, between the tier 2, and then all of a sudden you're just dead. Like you can't really, no matter how tanky you are, you can't expect yourself to live in that situation against multiple stuns.
Yeah, he lived a long time thanks to
I mean, he even got a kill because I'm pretty sure Super died to corrosive damage. Like he just fell over because he hit him too many times.
Looks like Lasso is going to try to be used to initiate. Tombstone and Fissure are going to be used simultaneously. Not sure if the Batrider want to hang around, but here comes that relocate. They could go on the Jakiro. Jakiro's going to get brought down as well. And every kill that you get against this team, that's going to be a double. Every kill that you get against this team, you just buy yourself at least on time. That's huge.
And they also managed to get out with Super, so the Wisp doesn't end up going down again. He desperately needed that experience in gold, because he had not been doing so hot in the early game. He had 2 deaths. Still only halfway to level 7 right now. But I think these team fights are, like, it's so good for Wings because the more time Energy Pacemakers spend not pushing, the weaker their lineup will become over time.
I'm going to say if in the next 5 minutes they don't remove the last T2,
You're just saying game over just because I don't know if it's that extreme.
I think it's that extreme.
Okay. I mean, I do think that they have to push, no doubt. But going high ground still, with Angelai having Blink, that's
no, I'm not telling you to go high ground. They need to get the next T2.
No, I know, but I'm not like disputing what you're saying. I'm adding my own. Is even if they get the last tier 2, going high ground still is a massive choice.
That is another struggle. That we'll get to the we'll cross the bridge when we get it.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, okay.
Cross the bridge when we get to it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just a little bit of chip damage here.
Another thing that they can do is also start looking at the Roshan. I don't think Wings want to fight them in there.
I think their AoE is good enough. I mean, they have Shaker ulti. They have Bat who can just Firefly
I mean,
around.
Tomb on the high grounds and then...
Yeah, that's true. If they don't kill the Undying immediately, I think it could be kind of a disaster if Wings don't get the right focused fire. But they're continuing to push. Wings finally looking to trade at least a little bit.
Yep. There's a T2. They want high ground now. Are they that desperate? Seems like it.
I don't know if it's desperation. I think it's just what their lineup is supposed to do.
Okay.
They might be desperate if they fail this push and die. Then it might be desperation.
Alright, Zombie being tossed back to the Zombie Master. They're going to go in. Ava is going to slow them down a little bit.
For the Isolation Fissure here from JDH. Does he have mana?
No. Liquefier, is it missing?
Yeah, he
no.
does. He has 4 1 charges. Can he actually make the Viper get stuck in base? Because that would be really nice. Nah, he's too far away.
Alright, Tombstone's down, so...
I mean, even just that little joust that they did took a third of the tower's health.
Yep.
So you do that 1 or 2 more times, the tower dies, becomes a lot easier to just concave around the barracks and kill them.
Oh, they're not backing off. I thought, you know, Tombstone on cooldown, but I guess you could wait out the Tombstone cooldown and then come back in. There's a Batrider forced after. That's huge.
It's once every 2 creep waves, so it's not too bad. It's not a huge commitment. They're going to drop a couple of wards here up on the high ground. Yeah, the Force Staff means that they can pretty much pull anyone they want in. Super...
I think you want the Undying, right? If you could force him... If you could kill him without the Tombstone, that's a big victory for your team.
I don't know if he's ever going to be that far up. I think the best target you're going to get is Viper. I don't think you even want to pull
That's a tough kill. That's a tough kill.
It is a tough kill. Bristleback's even tougher, but I'm saying I don't think he'll be able to get it.
Well,
maybe not. He does
tried.
get Fan.
Yeah, that's a big kill if they get it. The mech's going to get used Fan, dropping low. The Ice Path, though, actually, wow, what an Ice Path. And, of course, a Baton Shield's going to come through. Tombstone's going to be there as well. Relocate defensively being used. The high ground is opened up, but everybody on the Dire side is fairly low.
I guess the idea is kill Fans and push stops. Ava into toss here. Chicken getting really low. Going to see an Abaddon Shield pop. Looks like the rest of Energy Pacemaker wanting to retreat.
I think EP has to back off now.
Yeah,
they're just too low.
Do.
Are they staying around?
Okay, they're going to get caught here if they stay too long. Blank thinking about going in.
Yep.
It's like the rest of Energy Pacemaker are running away, but...
You know what they need?
They're pursuing right now. Oh, there goes one toss. The Shaker goes in into a fissure. JDH hits on 2. Another Abaddon Shield.
Alright, that's it.
Defending that is still great for Wings, though.
Yeah.
They got a lot of damage on the tower, but not breaking base is tough. And there's also going to be a negatives picked up on Queen, but we can watch this again.
Yeah, they went for Fan, and I think Abaddon...
Look at that Queen ult, man. Good God, he hit almost everyone.
But yet, nothing really happened.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to kill, that's the thing. Like, if they get Fan low, there's no more Liquid Fire, which means they can't continue to push the high ground, because that's the only way they get guaranteed damage on that tier 3.
That's true.
So
the big part in that fight, actually, they never backed off. They're going to just resume this push.
Okay, so... they don't
think Wisp also died during that.
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, so this looks like he got picked off there.
Okay,
Chicken.
here we go. The last, oh no, just the Firefly on the front line. EP, if they had a pipe, this push would have been that much easier. A lot of spells
he's stuck. Oh, never mind.
No.
He's not.
Okay, they're just choosing to hit. The shield's gonna go on Abaddon once again. Every time I say they need to back off, they don't.
They just realized the limitations of their lineup very well. Like, it's so hard to kill the Viper or the Bristleback at this point. And that tower is in deny range, and I don't even think Wings want to deny it, because having the tower is the buffer between your barracks just getting chipped down. And I guess Energy Pacemaker now going to take this time to maybe fake back even. They do have wards on Wings top lane.
Can we check the go on Jakiro or Undying? Or Viper? Running in. Obviously, in this case, it won't work like that because that melee creep is dead to all the AOE. But EP, they are not backing up. This reminds me of some kind of, it's like a Dota 1 push.
I mean, the thing is, if EP don't eventually crack base, they're in such a bad spot. Like, they've committed what, over 5 minutes to sitting in this top lane so
Here's
far?
the thing though, I'm feeling like it's getting to the stage where EP, let's say if they get the T3 on the next push, and then the melee racks on the push after, it's almost like you invested so much into it that it's almost not worth it at that point.
No, I think getting the racks is worth. I think they need the racks like 100%.
Well, they need it. I'm not sure if they win the game off the racks is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that, for sure.
The game ain't over. Right now, Old Chicken working on that melee. Actually, a lot of damage being done.
I mean, it's really hard to just go up and hit the tombstone with so many heroes behind. They're going to throw out an ice path.
Force staff.
XTD, relocate used defensively as well.
That should be the melee racks now.
Yeah, this push from EP just seems to be a little bit too strong. They're going to see a little bit of a fight here. Queen ulti comes out. A lot of damage being taken from EP, but nobody dropped just yet. Angelai might be the first. He did receive that Viper strike. Everyone in EP still standing strong. The Queen ulti is down for the time being.
Yep, whole bunch of fire on the ground, then first melee racks will go down. I think it's okay to back off and let the rest of the momentum of the way to end up getting the range racks. Because what's going to happen is EP is going to push another lane, and that's going to demand so much attention from Wings that the top lane will eventually push him by itself.
And the melee creeps are what you want, because there's obviously more of them.
Yep. With that said, though, one thing that we could see Wings start doing is starting to use relocate as a split pushing tool. Like, you just push Tiny Wisp on one lane, and then relocate back into the fight.
There's only one tier 1 though, so I mean it's going to be a bit difficult to go for that split push. You would pretty much have to push in top, because that's the lane that's going to be idly going in all the time, and you would probably have to leave your bat and your queen to either push other lanes or farm the woods.
Yep.
And that does leave you maybe not so susceptible to ganks.
Relocate, but doesn't seem like...
Well, Viper does get it. We're right so far. Like, predict the rest of the game.
All right.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Happens.
Dire's top tower is under
So we're close to
attack.
defending it. It wasn't close at all.
Yeah, he just put the tombstone high ground, and there's actually no ranged hero that felt comfortable enough to go forward to hit it.
Yeah.
Because they had the Eul's Ice Path, so that hero actually kind of effectively zoned them out from that situation. Now, I think...
Is there a big item that... what just happened? They got a T2 for free?
Dire's
Yeah,
top
because they were doing
tower is
Roshan.
under attack.
So Energy Pacemaker didn't want to go for the commitment, I guess. They didn't want to try to fight. I think it's more important for them to not take team fights to defend their own towers, but to make sure that their Aegis is exchanged for a Rax. Like, that is what they need. Even being one Rax down against a Tiny, who has Aghanims, like you mentioned earlier, it's just not enough. Like, they actually need to dual Rax.
Yeah. Also, I would consider using the Bat Rider to start cutting creep wave. Like, just hang him in the... like, right here, and start cutting creep wave.
He's kind of living life on the edge, though.
And he's got Blink Force.
Old Chicken's in the area. He's going to run right into the Abaddon as well. Oh, wow. Did they not see him?
No, they didn't. But he ain't doing that. He's just teleporting out. And you are going to see Tiny starting to, quote-unquote, pressure the top. EP's not coming back to defend this, are they?
He does have pressure power, though. I mean, this is still...
He's out of
Hyperstorm,
mana. He's out of mana.
Level 2 grow. The tower. He knows they're going to go
Yeah.
in. Like, this trade is actually the best thing that he can possibly do. He's got the Wisp now. If they want to relocate, they can.
Okay.
Okay, if they force Energy Pacemaker back, it's actually so bad for them. It looks like they're only going to take back one right now. It's just
And they
Old
can
Chicken.
relocate mid right now if they get a jump. Looks like that's...
It's going to be tough, though. Because the Bristleback is chasing them down.
Man,
Or at least a little bit.
we're so close to Meg for Wisp. He's like halfway there. If you get that Meg, that could be a turning point. Like, the Tiny is just...
Oh, they're going to relocate bottom, I guess, just to split push.
Hey.
And they're going to leave the Tiny here. I think that's still okay, too.
Yeah, there you go.
Although, I don't know if you're necessarily going to be able to pressure enough. I don't think he actually leaves him here. I think he has to take him back. He has to take him back to be able to counter pressure top lane to force someone from Energy Pacemaker to go back. Because that lane isn't close enough to
I'm not sure that's quickly enough, though. Here comes EP. They're going to set up... There you go. Fissure's going to hit him. Okay, Tombstone's on the
That
high
actually
ground.
blocks them completely. It's going to take so much time for that Fissure to go down.
Are they going to go trade Raxes? I think EP is okay for trading Raxes, are they?
Maybe.
Alright, you need to pop that mech right now, and they're hitting the T3. Meanwhile, top lane looks like the T3 will be
They
dead.
are trading.
Yeah, Dire's going to lose their first Rax. Or loses the Raxes first.
Yeah, there's only one TP on the side.
Actually,
of
is there a
Pacemaker
world?
right now.
Is there a world where Wings could defend their melee Rax and get a Rax? Well, they just got the Rax.
The
Teleporting
Fissures,
back.
man, they're doing so much work. The Viper might have to be forced out
They
here.
have
Oh no,
to hold.
XDD, he teleported in the front. Okay, he's not going to be focused that hard.
Oh, here comes the lasso, but he's got Aegis. Can you kill him twice? That's a question. He's losing a lot of health very quickly. No, he's still alive, and Tiny taking a ton of damage, down to half, down to a quarter. They're going to try to burst him down. He's going to run into the cover of T4, and he will make it home, thanks to that Wisp. Is anybody hitting the Raxes, though?
No, no one's hitting the racks at all. In July, getting chased down, going to be forced to get himself out of there with the Force Staff. Another Fissure coming through as well from JDH. The Echo is already down. Old Chicken standing towards the front line here. Fan here as well, both below half health. Even the Viper is starting to get a little bit low. Can they continue this commitment? The Tombstone goes down. XCD might end up dropping here. Relocate, I think, comes off cooldown for Super, and he brings him back to the well.
They will lose the Rax, though.
Yeah, the rack's going down.
Can they pick out the Viper? Viper's stuck here a little bit.
They need to get kills for this. Like, Wings need to start killing somebody.
Bat Rider, it's going to Firefly around. There's an Ava, maybe a little bit of toss-back action. Yeah, they toss him. And they leave him, which I think might be
what's
the smarter
Interplay's
choice.
timer on Lasso? Does he have it soon? Okay,
17
15 seconds. He's going to go in, try to get the
Got Flame Break.
off.
Could be a
He's
break.
probably just going to get Yulesed. Okay,
Okay.
no, he's not going to chase.
But here's the thing. Nothing really happened in the course of the game because they traded Raxes.
Well, I mean, still being down 2 set of racks. If you take the mid racks, that's arguably the hardest lane to kill, right? So I think it's even easier to push bottom from this point out. And not really anyone from Wings. I guess they are still farming at about the same rate as Energy Pacemaker, but they've also been committing 5 heroes to the same lane for a very long time, so I guess they want to try to go for a counterplay here.
Yeah, they're looking for the lasso. I think I heard Firefly being used. Here it goes. Chicken's going to get focused, but he's a very, very tough kill. Stun is going on Abaddon. The Sonic Wave's going to come through, but here comes the Undying Tombstone. Now the run is going the other way, and XCD yet being focused once again. Is there relocate? There is no relocate. I'm not sure if he has a mech. They're trying to heal him up, but XCD looks like he will go down here. Queen of Pain will blink out, and looks like they'll lose a Wisp. Is there going to be a tether back out?
On
cooldown, he's going to be dead. 2 dead. I think you just cut through mid as EP and go bottom. No, the T2 is still alive. So it looks like Wings will probably give up the T2 and defend on high ground.
in the grand scheme of things, like those deaths are really bad, but it doesn't help Energy Pacemaker end the game, if that makes sense. Like, like you said, they have to still go through the tier 2. I think Old Chicken's just farming mid right now, just pressuring the lane a tiny bit harder. You can see right now they have no vision pretty much of anything that's going on the side of Wings, and they're not going to even force the Tiny to buy back. I'm just curious, do they even have the power to win a 5 versus 5 anymore? I just feel like maybe Wings just don't have enough gas in the tank.
There's an Aghanims on Viper.
Yeah, it's great against Wisp Tiny. When the Tiny is like the solo core, Viper becomes an even stronger hero because you can just constantly Viper strike the one target and ensure yourself that he's not going to be a threat.
It's also great in a situation like this where the Wings lineup try to wear you down by throwing out repeated AoE spells.
Yeah.
He's like, no, man, I'm going to wear you down because Viper strike every, what, 12 seconds? So
it is pretty short, but I don't know if it's like the same as like Flame Break and Queen spam with an Aghanim.
It's not, but like when the fight breaks out, Wings is not going to be full health. And that's going to be a big part of EP winning these fights. And they have Necrobook as well.
All right,
this is a push, man.
This is the make or break. In July, looking to get a defensive Firefly down. He's going for a lasso.
That's a huge
He will be
pick.
able to catch out the Undying. He's going to drop straight away. Fissure isolating Energy Pacemaker for the time being. Going to see an Ice Path land on 2 out of Fam.
They really need Undying. Time to back off.
Are they going to be able to catch anyone else, though? They do have Relocate. I think they need to chase. Like 100%, they need to go for more. But I guess they're going to be satisfied with stopping the push and then just go ahead and back to farm.
Why do you think they need a chase?
I think the kills are important to stopping the 5-man from becoming too much. Like, when you're playing against 5-man Dota, having a level advantage can be all the difference in the world. Like, just making sure that all your heroes are 16.
But they did get a kill.
I know, but they got a kill.
Yeah.
And it stops the Undying from getting pipe, which is a big item. I'm not saying that the kill isn't good. I'm just saying I feel like you need to be killing like 2 or 3 or maybe even more to really punish Energy Pacemaker. Because if only one dies, the lanes don't even really get depushed that heavily. Like, yeah, you send your Tiny to the off lane, and the Wisp killed the Creep Wave or 2 mid. But if you kill like 2 or 3 heroes, you have ample time to get the entire map pushed back in your favor. And that can be the difference between taking like one good fight on Energy Pacemaker's side of the map and then really dealing damage instead of looking to always trade or always defend your base.
I'm not sure if they're ever coming close to getting 2 to the kill. I'll force that back in. Well, they're throwing everything on Viper, but he's got the mech. He's actually bound to full HP. She have a lot of heal as well. No waiting out, but the lasso back in. They could actually burst him down. There's no more healing. This could be a huge kill. He's walking away, but here comes the... I think a banner went off. So yeah, Viper finally goes down. Tiny's just clubbing people on the front line here. No, he's actually retreating. Not sure exactly what's killing him. Undying still on the front line. Bristleback doing all the right click in the world. Wisp finally dying as well. No, he barely survived. Double buyback coming out on the Radiant side. They really need to make this last hit, last stand. I think T3's gonna, I can't see anything. Drasco, please.
I don't know what's going on, dude. The Fortify is used. Angelai's kind of sitting here in the back, thinking about going in, trying to stack up as much napalm as he possibly can. Wings is here again, or excuse me, Blink is here again. He's actually going to get relocated in. Looks like he threw out an ulti. No one on the side of Energy Pacemaker going down. Old Chicken just going ham on the barracks. Doesn't care about anything. Angelai just trying to get some damage dealt, putting a Firefly down. Force stabs himself to safety. Melee barracks taking a lot of damage here. Blink in. He wants to try to go for the Abaddon. Doesn't quite get him. Solar up on the shield to keep him alive. BKB now popped by the Queen of Pain. Old Chicken just still hitting the racks. Is he actually going to go back for Megas, or is he just going to run away?
No, he's running away right now. There's still 2 Raxes alive, 1 on the top lane, so they can't go for Mega Creeps just yet. But I think it's... You've done the most important part, which is getting all the melee Raxes down. Looks like Abaddon's going to go down, but whatever.
That was a zoning macro pyre, by the way. In case anybody was wondering.
So I think EP now, with all these Raxes down, they just wait for the next Roshan, and then you seal the deal.
I don't even think they need to wait. That Bristleback has a heart. Like, Old Chicken is huge.
How did he get so much farm?
I mean, the Wisp left mid, that's how he got so much farm.
Well,
that's the trade-off that they made. So Energy Pacemaker didn't really look to necessarily win their lane super hard, but they applied enough pressure bottom with their aggro tri-lane that it made Super and JDH just kind of hang around there for a long time. And both of those heroes are so level-starved.
Yeah.
Like, you want Shaker and Wisp to both be at least level 6. And if you don't have that, like, they blocked the large camp, so Super couldn't go in the jungle with XTD and get that really nice creep stack going to be able to hit 6 at a faster time. Like, what, he hit 6 at 14 minutes? Like, that is incredibly slow.
Mm-hmm. I do want to say that if EP made this push in at 6.83, it was not working.
Oh, no, not even close.
Because all the gold they got from the Raxes is
like, that would have been like a 10k gold swing or something when they defend base like once by killing 2 heroes, and then all of a sudden it's just impossible for them to win. But yeah, I do think the patch made this lineup possible.
And that's really good to see. I mean, I'm not seeing this kind of pushing style for a long, long time.
Now there's that Solar Crest you were talking about earlier. Going to be able to pop it on Old Chicken. How in the hell are they going to kill Old Chicken with a Solar Crest on him?
They're not. They probably ignore him in the last fight. Like, they were chasing for kills.
But he still hits really hard. Like, just having a heart and an S and Y with your ulti stacked, like, you still hit for well over 200 damage, and that's only 3 stacks.
I mean, I guess you hope the Bristleback dive really hard into the base to zone people out.
You mean like the well?
No, well, yeah, and then you lasso him into the wall. That's the only way. You know,
and then he gets Solar Crested and still doesn't die.
Well, he tries to walk back out of the well, and then Tiny tosses him back into the well again.
Okay. No, like you toss to Wisp, who's relocating to another well that's behind that well.
That's sick.
Wellception. All right, so Energy Pacemaker looking to potentially seal the deal here in game number 2, tie up the series 1-1. Well played. So here we go. Tiny finishing up in a Sulcuress. Oh, Blink on Shaker. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but they could try to make something happen.
That Viper Strike is just saying no.
It actually just made them Mega because in July couldn't go in to get any defense off on the
Not
racks.
Mega yet. One more Rax up top.
Oh yeah, they have range racks.
All right, this Phaser's got to cut them off. No cutting off just yet. They're going on the Bristleback. Oh, here comes the Echo. Is it going to hit on anybody? He's just standing there. He Phasers. The dagger gets canceled. So, okay, this is going to be Megas.
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of the end here for Wings in game 2. They're trying all they can. Fire everywhere, Macropyres and Fireflies. He lassoed the Bristleback, and he immediately got dispelled with the Aphotic Shield.
Yep.
There is just nothing they can do. They're going for the last play out here.
I like the attempt. I really do.
Look at how no damage that hero is taking. He can't die.
He's body blocking for
Save
the
the Wisp. All right.
Wisp is bus home, so.
I gotta say, Energy Pacemaker, they had their good early game, and they didn't lose it.
I really like this. Like this is a cheese, right? Like,
I mean, it is kind of a cheese. I think the Jakiro made it a cheese, actually.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that. Okay, when people refer to something as a cheese, it's actually just so obnoxiously good that they think it's unfair. So that's why they call it a cheese. But doesn't that just mean you drafted really well?
They did. They did draft really well, right?
I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
I would call it a cheese if it happened to me because it's really good.
Now we get to look at Queen of Pain not pushing out this wave.
I mean, those creeps are pretty durable. What do they have, like over 1,000 health apiece or something like that? Yeah, 1,200.
Nice scream.
Decent. So what, you have to scream those things like 5 or 6 times to kill them?
Queen of Pain doesn't even have that much money.
Alright, this is what you do. You sell your BKB.
He's getting Maelstrom.
I was just about to say
that is the
Maelstrom.
right way, yep. I don't think she should have got BKB in the first place.
You can't sell BKB anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what else could he have bought that would have mattered? Oh, you know what? He might have even been able to buy a book. I think Mana Burn is super underrated on Wings team. Like, if you Mana Burn the Undying or the Abaddon, for example, like them just not having any mana to dispel.
I think they had multiple Arcane Boots. They have
one. They have 1 or 2?
They have 2, I think. What a smoke.
No, yeah, they do have 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe he wouldn't have time to farm it.
What is going on up top right now? I mean, I like the fact that Wings is just not GGing out. They're keeping things afloat.
I mean, it's a TI5 qualifiers. You don't GG unless you absolutely know you can't win, right?
Uh-oh, this could be bad. Toss up. The tube's going to get dropped down, and if both of these dies... okay, there's a relocate.
Sacrificing himself for the greater good.
Hey, man. They're pushing out the base. Is somebody getting a Vlad's?
I think the Super would buy it, right?
Well, not one. He should die. He should buy before he dies. Oh, no, he's saving for buyback, I guess.
He's fine.
No, he's definitely not fine. He just died.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if there's any different itemization that really could have changed the game in any meaningful way for Wings.
I definitely think that BKB was a mistake. And the Force Staff perhaps.
On the Queen.
Yeah. I think the Force Staff also perhaps is a mistake. Cause
on the Bat Rider, really?
No, on the Shaker.
Oh, okay.
Because at this point, you could get tossed into the middle of a clump.
Wait, the Shaker doesn't have a Force Staff, what?
Sorry, the Blink on Shaker is a mistake, and the BKB on the Quap is a mistake, in my opinion. But hindsight is 20/20, right?
Yeah, of course. I think in general, people want to buy BKB against 5-man Dota because it means that you can always go aggressive if you're Queen. Like, you can just blink into the middle of those heroes, but I don't think they're as reliant on physical damage, and here we go. Energy Pacemaker getting down 1 tier 4.
There is no fight. There's a pipe as well.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to dump some damage on the Viper. Shrugs it off. Here comes a big aggro. They're going to drop small 2 Thunder in about half health and then proceed to everybody die. Macropyre doing a lot of work on XDD. Relocate back out, but yeah.
I think it was just for him. There we go. There's a GG coming out from Wings. ultimately, a draft that we talked about very early on, having the potential to just straight up take all the towers and end the game.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what they did. It wasn't the quickest 5-man deathball strategy we've ever seen. It took them around 38 minutes to win the game, but it was definitely effective.
Considering the fact that they gave up first blood on the bottom lane to the Batrider,
Yep.
could have got ugly really fast, but it didn't. They controlled it, and EP won the game as predicted, right? You're asking me when we were logging out, or when we were lagging out.
Well, to be fair, you said that they were going to go bottom and then win the game.
Win the game.